What do you do when it's the holidays? Mother-in-law is passing out custom T-shirts with cute little sayings on, except the sayings go beyond cute to, well, just flat out disturbing.
Let crazy and insane, my crazy family.
Is there like a lesson that some moms or a class some moms take once their adult sons leave the home, and just how to like destroy other people's lives or just become a tormenting bitch to like other people? Because it seems some of these people like literally take that class. They go from like loving, kind, balanced mother to let me see how I can make life a living hell for everyone around me.
There has to be a master class. I don't know if you are a subscriber of master class. It's expensive.
I am.
I'm not sure I recommend it. I have it. I got it just to watch some celebrities talk about some things, but there has to be a mother-in-law master class somewhere. Here's how to really mess with your daughter-in-law.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I feel like some of them take it.
Yeah. And this story, holy shit, this story exemplifies what it means to be just a horrible mother-in-law.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's jump into that.
All right. So my mother-in-law likes to buy T-shirts that have little one-liners on them for herself. For Christmas, she branched out and bought some for others.
Ooh.
She gave me a sweatshirt that says easily distracted by dogs, which is true. And I thought it was cute. Okay. I will admit I've got some shirts. I think it says, I'm sorry I was late. I saw a cat.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
You know,
that's cute. Yeah.
It's true. And I think you're hard pressed to, if you've got any shirts in your drawers that have sayings on them, they're accurate. They're real. They're you saying, this is who I am. Am I right?
Yeah, for the most part.
Okay. Well, my mother-in-law bought one for her son, and the saying on the T-shirt goes as follows. I get my attitude from my freaking awesome mom. She's a bit crazy and she scares me sometimes, but I love her and she is my best friend. Mess with me and they'll never find your body. Yes, she bought me this.
That's a bit long, quite honestly, for whoever made that T-shirt. That almost seems like, did she get that written on the T-shirt herself? Because I can't foresee that one being sold at Spencer's or anything like that.
No, but this was custom. The mother-in-law had this custom made for her son.
She did. It was custom made. Okay.
It was custom.
So it is her writing.
It's her. It's completely her writing.
That almost sounds, that's weird. That is a weird one.
Yes.
I mean, if you just ended it, I get my attitude from my freaking awesome mom. Okay, that's kind of cute. And like I have a T-shirt that Harper got me that says awesome like my daughter. And that's it. That's all it says. It doesn't go into any sort of like weird tirade or something about.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And it says, my husband will probably never wear it. He's extremely picky about his clothes. Now, he says it's just a joke, but it bothers me because the other T-shirts with sayings on them that she's purchased are based in truth. She's been mostly nice to me so far, except for Christmas Day, but that's a whole other story. I'm kind of worried this is a lot more of an indication of how she really feels than he thinks it is. Also, I have a son in my early 20s that I consider myself to be closer than my husband is to his mom. And I would never think to buy him a T-shirt with all of that on it, especially proclaiming myself to be his best friend. Any thoughts? Oh, yeah, we got thoughts.
It could just be somewhat of a narcissistic mom that has, that's her humor. I don't know that it's necessarily meant at the daughter-in-law, quite honestly. I mean, unless the others have been, passive aggressively written with her in mind, I think it could just be a don't mess with my son, not necessarily thinking that, or implying that the wife is going to mess with her son. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's just people in general. Don't mess with my son because, I got his back and I love him. And
kind of a don't mess with Texas kind of a thing.
Yeah, kind of like that. I think there might be too much focus of the daughter-in-law thinking it's about her when it really isn't about her at all.
Well, it's easy to be paranoid, especially if you've got a batshit crazy mother-in-law and you're always, looking around the corner going, what's she up to now?
Well, I mean, it seems like there hasn't been a lot here. She said she's been mostly nice to me except for Christmas Day. I think there's something that goes on as well when it comes to mother-in-laws that's instinctive with the daughter-in-law of there's a level of, everybody's almost conditioned to feel like the mother-in-law is out to get you. And in some cases, they are. In others, they're not. And sometimes you just get really paranoid and you start assigning intent to things that really have nothing to do with intent. I had that situation before where everything my mother did, it was looked, well, what does she mean by this? What is it? I'm like, nothing. This has been her humor my entire life, whether I had a girlfriend or a fiance or a wife or not. And in this, but nothing like this. I mean, it would be the weirdest things that would be picked at. And at some point you kind of got to go, maybe it's you and it's not her that is being a little too sensitive here to shit. And that does certainly happen, but that is a weird move right there with that t-shirt. But I think that there does have to be a level of understanding of, look, not everything this person does who is society has said is going to be going after you is really going after you. Sometimes they do things their own way. They already have a relationship with your significant other. They've had one probably longer than you've had. And they have sometimes when you're in a long relationship with somebody, you have your own way of talking to those people and they have their own way of humor back and forth with each other. And it doesn't necessarily have anything to do with you. That's where people need to take a step back before everybody gets offended really quickly is, does this really involve me? Because if it doesn't, there's no reason to be offended.
No, that's a good point. That's a really good point. And I think, we're so scared with mother-in-laws that, we automatically think that everything they do is nefarious.
Yeah.
She could have just been screwing around. But I think what you do is you stick this in the back of your head. And if some other things start happening where you're like, okay, this is some weird shit that she's doing now. Mm-hmm. It starts to pile up. And if you've got a big pile of, okay, why is she doing all of this stuff? Then you've got something to go on. The t-shirt alone, it raises a flag. It's weird. Maybe she's got just a really awful sense of humor and she thinks she's funny.
Yeah.
We've all seen those people.
A lot of people are like that. It comes down to like anything when you're talking about investigating a crime or somebody's actions. Is this a pattern of behavior? Right. If it's not a pattern of behavior, then guess what? It's you being too sensitive. If it is a pattern of behavior, then no, you got a point, but you have to be responsible enough to take an introspective look and answer that question honestly and go from there. But if the answer is no, I'm just overreacting, then just tell yourself, then accept that because everybody is infallible. Everybody is not infallible. Everybody's going to have times where they're judging things incorrectly. So just as you may be judging this incorrectly, she may be judging some of your actions incorrectly. There's a lot of things that go on with mother-in-laws and daughter-in-laws where when there's no communication or it's always assuming what the other's intent is, that things go to absolute shit. So having some communication there, if it presents itself, because there's plenty of mother-in-laws who just, put a wall up and no matter what you say, it just hits the wall and falls down. But if there is communication and it's relatively good, then communicate and that's it. And you can put this shit away and it doesn't have to turn into something, family breaking.
Yeah, it'd be real interesting to see, is this going to be a trend for birthdays? Do you get really fucked up t-shirts now?
Yeah. Or if she's constantly trying to drive a wedge or something, then yeah, you got a good point. But we don't know much more about that other than she said Christmas Day she was mean. People have bad days too. So I don't know if that was that. I mean, there's been plenty of holidays, quite honestly, where I can say I haven't been the most pleasant because I've been doing 500 things at once and trying to keep everybody happy. And I'm sometimes a little more short with people because I have to get 3 more things out of the oven while these people are asking for something over here. And then, people need to get this in the room they're staying at while I'm trying to figure out this over here. Holidays can be hectic, especially if you're hosting. So
Yeah.
Again, that's another thing to consider. Not saying it's right, wrong. Not saying she's not right or she's not wrong. It's just context.
Absolutely. No, you nailed it on the head. That's exactly what that is. So yeah, it's put it in the pile. And if the pile starts to grow, then
Yep.
you need to, take a look and see if you need to do something. Right now, it's just a really stupid t-shirt.
Yeah, I think that's really all it is at this moment in time. If there's more, let us know. And I'll make another judgment on your mother-in-law. All right. If you like the show, be sure to press subscribe wherever you download podcasts. Get a commercial-free experience through Apple Podcasts right now. And share your crazy family story with us. Go to crazyfampod.com and write in or call 833-CRAY-FAM.
That crazy and insane. My crazy family.